Mr. Tunji Bello, and the Special Advisor on Environment, Honorable Joe Igokwe, Body of Permanent Secretary, especially Mr. Belinda, the Order of Lagos, Lawma, Sanwo-Olu Unveiled, and also using knowledge other traditional rulers that are here, especially the Grand Majesty and representatives of the leaders of Pakistan, and also the representatives of the community of the kingdom. I also acknowledge a lot of our white chiefs that have come to support with our KBC of Lagos. I acknowledge each and every one of you, KBC. Thank you very, very much for gracing the occasion today. I acknowledge the chairman of our caretaker committee, who is also here, and also representing other GH members that are also in this gathering. I acknowledge each and every one of you. Thank you very much for coming. The Director General and Chief Executive of NASA, Dr. Lawma, thank you very much for coming. The President of Sanwo-Olu Unveiled, here ably represented by the Executive Director, Stakeholder in Management, Sanwo-Olu Unveiled, my very good friend and brother, Engineer Monto Hamed. Thank you very much sir for coming. The General Manager of Sanwo-Olu Hikmat Abba is the Group General Manager Projects, Mr. Fatesh, and all of you acknowledge each and every one of you. The celebrant of today, the Managing Director of Lawma, Mr. Ibrahim, good morning. And of course I can see his entire staff and the entire constituent acknowledging him. So I use your MD to be and to acknowledge every single Lawma staff that is here today. We are here because of you. You all deserve a big round of applause. And of course, our partners on this journey, the chairman and the members of the PSP operators in Lagos State. I want to greet, I want to salute, I want to acknowledge each and every one of you. Thank you very, very much for being part of the occasion. Thank you very much for being important stakeholder in ensuring that Lagos continues to remain safe, clean, and habitable for every one of us. I want to acknowledge all other dignitaries that are here today in one form or the other. If I've mixed up your name, please forgive me. Especially all our title white chiefs. There are so many of you here today. So because of time, I've acknowledged each and every one of you. Please accept me today. And of course, gentlemen of the press who continue to do this job fearlessly and diligently. Gentlemen of the press, thank you very much for honoring us again today and for covering this event. Like MC had said, today is exactly 798 days in office that Dr. Hunter and myself were sworn in. So today makes it almost 55% of our 1,460 days that we have on our 4-year journey. Today is also a remarkable day for us because here today we're doing what we can say that hasn't been done with this amount of investment and with this amount of the single improvement that we're putting into our waste management and into Lawma. Today, I feel very, very fulfilled that we're here, more importantly, to fulfill the mandate that the Lagosians are giving us and to keep the promise that we gave whilst campaigning that Lagos will see an improved environmental turnaround. In our government agenda, under the team's agenda, solid waste management represents a critical hub in environment and health pillar. Our promise at that time was to empower Lawma to effectively drive the elimination of waste accumulation in Lagos and adoption of the recycling method statewide, as well as to enhance the potential for job creation and other opportunities in waste recovery, waste reuse, waste repair, waste remanufacturing, and material innovation. You will recall that on our assumption of office over 2 years ago, within the first 1 week, we went on a tour of the Olu dump site. I remember that fateful day. Deputy Governor and I were clad in white, but we did not wait because I can also see the PSP operators. They wear white even while they are working as waste administrators. We wear white and went to Olu dump site. And we did give a commitment at that day that we will revamp and we will ensure that what we saw will be the last time that Olu will be there at that. In the last 2 years, Olu is now a dump site that is like an hotel, because indeed it is a place where we have turned around very well, and all of the investment in that place we can begin to see. So the determination has been for us to invest money into waste management. Today, like I said, we have invested over 2 billion around all our dump sites. The one in Abuyeba and all of them. We have also spent a lot of money at our free transfer loading stations, because we believe that each and every one of them needs to have the required infrastructure to be able to deliver effective waste management services. And so I'm happy that we're here today to do another first, because this is the first time that we can see in our journey as the people in the last almost 20 years that on a single day we're handing over 102 waste collector, brand new waste collection vehicles. We're handing 30 12 cubic meter compactor trucks. We're handing 60 24 cubic meter compactor trucks. We're handing 12 hook loaders. These are special trucks that they're all packed in here. But more importantly, we're also handing over 100 double dyno bins. A lot of people have talked about local content, but those dyno bins, I'm excited because all of those dyno bins were constructed and fabricated inside Lawma yard in Ijora. All of those dyno bins that were seen. This is the first time we're enabling them, and indeed I'm impressed with what has come out from the Lawma yard. But not only that, we've also heard the testimonial from Dangote Silo trucks that indeed what we're handing over today are designed by Lawma engineers, put together in Lagos, Nigeria. All fabrications were done locally, and we've been able to work with Dangote and Silo trucks to continue to employ our citizens and employ our youth. And I want to thank you very much for this partnership. Indeed, what we're about is creating jobs for our youth, is creating opportunity for our citizens. And like you said, the engineers in Lawma, some of them have been trained in different parts of the world. They've shown to us that indeed those trainings have come to reality today. These are all domesticated trucks that Lawma, Sanwo trucks, Dangote are put together. I think they deserve a big round of applause. But this is only the beginning. We're thinking beyond the basics of waste collection and disposal. We're equally focused on permanently changing the habits and the mindset of the Russians regarding the management of waste, inculcating a culture of responsible usage and, of course, sorting and recycling of waste. I'm aware that Lawma is leaving no stone unturned to achieve the kind and scale of behavioral change required for a 21st century economy. and the 21st century mega city of Lagos. You can see that they mentioned that there is an app that has been set up, which is called the City Monitor app. You can download it on Apple Store or on the Android Google Play, and this will be used to track and monitor not only Lawma but citizens too can indeed communicate with them and send them what they've seen on the street and the furniture, so that Lawma can continue to remain accountable and responsive to all the needs of our citizens. We've also seen that Lawma is taking this thing to schools, and you can see the young waste managers, the young youth people that have come out from the march past, the what do we call them? The waste ambassadors that have come out. That's what we said to them. Go to schools, let us start the conversation there. Let us inculcate a culture where everybody understands and feels that it's not only about Lawma, it's about each and every one of us from our various households, to ensure that we can do proper waste sorting and we can do the waste disinfection even from our kitchen. I remember that we started that process in September 2019, and we're beginning to see huge success coming out from it. Let me also make it clear that the intention of today's program is certainly not to disenfranchise or to compete with our PSP operators. In fact, it is to complement the roles that our PSP operators are doing, and they're doing very, very well. I want to assure you that I've listened to your request today. This that we've done for Lawma will not end with Lawma alone. You have said to me that you are going to send your request, and that your fairly used Tokumbo compactor trucks, you also want brand new trucks. The confirmation today is that we have a partnership with Dangote Sanwo trucks, and so this partnership will make sure that we extend it, sitting with you, sitting together with the PSP operators. We will extend such collaboration with our PSP operators. We know that you are trying, and indeed we will do much more if we are given the opportunity. The opportunity is here today, and this government will give you that opportunity to raise and increase the bar of what you currently are doing. Let me also confirm that your request for once in a year Joe and sit out with you has been approved. Before the end of this year, we will create a day that Mr. Governor and Deputy will sit with all of you and will be able to finalize what are the ticket problems, what are those issues that are concerned to you that indeed we can help you solve, working together and working collaboratively. I want to certainly use this opportunity to thank the hard-working staff of Lawma, the truck drivers, the motorboys, the street sweepers, the dump-site workers, the mechanics, the technicians, the equipment operators, the waste managers, all of you, you know yourselves that are under the umbrella of Lawma. I want to thank all of you for the hard work you are doing, for working so resourcefully, for providing one service and another across the entire waste management value chain. The work you do is not a glamorous one and often goes unnoticed, but it is critical and it is crucial to the efficient functioning of a big state of our size. And I want to charge you to not sleep or take this for granted. We just want to help you and ensure that we continue to create an opportunity for you to do the good job that you are doing, to continue to do it, and to ask you to redouble your efforts, and to assure you that this government will continue to give you the needed support that you require. The MD of Lawma and his no pen is doing his job, but Ibrahim, thank you very much for doing a great job for the process. I want to commend your commitment and your dedication to this job. I'm sure that you are not the only one. Others that don't know that are working with you behind the scenes. I want to commend each and every one of them. And of course, the Ministry of the Environment, led by the Honorable Commissioner, the Special Advisor, and the Permanent Secretary, for giving leadership to the entire staff of Lawma and for working assiduously to to ensure that our environment space, which is a very, very difficult one, we continue to work it and work it tirelessly. Belinda, I hear that you are retiring, but we know you are not tired. We'll come back to that later. Thank you very much for the great work you are doing. Let me also use this opportunity to charge our citizens, to encourage our citizens out there. The PSPs have come out and they've cried out that it's only when you understand and you appreciate that we are both partners in the delivery of an efficient and an effective waste management collection system that their job will be better. Let me plead with all of you to continue to cooperate and collaborate with your individual PSP operator. Please pay your disposal waste as I'm going to do. It's only by doing that they can make further investment into this sector. It's an important sector and we're in a very, very difficult time. We can see all of the errors of climate change. We can see the issues, around greenhouse emissions. And Lagos is a city that is also below the sea level. As a government, our commitment is that we will continue to do our very best. But as our citizens, you also have the responsibility to partner with us and ensure that this is a win-win situation. And we know that you will do the very best at ensuring that you partner with our PSP operators and Lawma continue to serve the general public where the PSP operators cannot work. That is the partnership that we are promised. That is the partnership that we believe works everywhere in the world. That is the partnership that will work for your state and your city, for Lagos. And I want to thank you, believing that you will do this for us. Finally, I want to use this opportunity to admonish all of us to say that what we are about today is that to whom much is given, much is expected. I want to charge you, Lawma staff. I want to charge our drivers, all our collectors, to double your efforts and to see the investment that government has done today as a collateral, as something that you need to take care of, and something that you need to see as your own office. Take care of your office very well. These trucks have been provided. The MD has assured us that it has been designed to fit into the terrain of Lagos. Make sure that we use it well. Make sure that we commit to ensuring that if anything is wrong with it, don't let us shy away. Let us raise up whatever needs to be done and let's fix it quickly and adequately. So that indeed, for the next 5 years and 8 years and 10 years, these trucks will still be flying all our streets and all our roads and will be doing the job that will protect them for. Climate change is also real. And like I said, it's here with us in Lagos. Lagos being a densely populated and low-lying coastal state is particularly very vulnerable, especially to flooding. This calls for a wholesome scale of attitude towards our environment, beginning with basic hygiene, like I've said, in our homes, proper domestic waste management, and ultimately an environmentally friendly practice. The quality of the environment directly impacts on the quality of the life we live. A clean environment is a major weapon against COVID-19 and other public health challenges. We heard about cholera in other parts of the country. It will certainly not be our portion in Lagos. My dear Lagosians, let me once again use this opportunity to thank you very profoundly for your consistent cooperation and your unwavering support. You are the reasons we are here, and it is our responsibility as your government to ensure that we live up to the expectation. We will never take your support for granted. We will assure you that administration will continue to work tirelessly to achieve and to sustain and improve social and economic welfare for our state. I want to also finally thank Sanwo-Olu Unveiled for this great partnership. We have all that it takes locally to ensure that the spares of these trucks are available. The technology is local. What is required is further investment, which will be working with them to ensure that this is not a case that is going to end here today. It is going to be a partnership that we will take forward, and we'll see how we can use this as a testimonial for that great jobs for our citizens and have more local content domesticated in our city. I want to thank all of you for being part of this. I want to formally hand over these trucks to our Lawma staff, our Lawma drivers, our Lawma technicians, our PSP operators, our sweepers, and to everybody that is a stakeholder in our environment space. God bless you all. God bless you, Lawma. God bless my PSP operators. God bless everybody that is working with us. Thank you very much for listening.
Let's give Mr. Governor a resounding round of applause. Thank you.
We are privileged of being done hand over 102 final trucks, waste collection, compactor trucks to Lawma, and also 100 double dyno pins, very important, double dyno pins for all our market and open spaces for effective and efficient waste collection. For the use of Lagosian and our Lawma staff. Thank you very much. Thank you. There's wrong one. This one. There's wrong.
The man is there. For my driving. I'm going to my driving.
One more time.
Excellent.
I feel like flying a plane. You know, you wanted to fly a plane.
Exactly.
We branded all our uniforms. Top Mark Nigeria PLC. Thank you very much. We appreciate your partnership.
Come on. Mic it down. Oh God. And you can see this thing back small. Okay, wait. Where to? It's okay. Where are you?
No, not yet, sir. Not yet, sir. Please, can you move it?
It's you that you will go back.
Please, there's no space.
Go back a bit.
Sorry. Have you framed?
Start.
Have you framed? Yes. I know that you went on a trip to the UK to see Ashwani Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Would like you to brief us concerning his state of health, because there have been a lot of rumors going around that he's not been feeling well or something is wrong. That's why he's not feeling well.
So first is that we should thank ourselves for today's event. You know, it's about negotiations, it's about, you know, a cleaner environment, it's about ensuring that what we promise our citizens, that indeed we can keep those promises. And you can see all of the investment that has gone in. I'm excited because of the job it has created. A lot of them, like you said, the dino things were locally fabricated in Lawma. The compacting and the compactor trucks were all CKG and they were all put together by Nigerian engineers, designed by Lawma. That for me, it's really very interesting, you know, for us to take away. But the other question.
Sorry, I know you want to answer. You want to ask me. But please, permit me to ask a question. A lot of people have been talking about the fact that
I'm sorry, sir.
Lawma has done a lot. But despite that, we still have some places in Lagos.
Alright.
So much.
I've asked already, so she let her just.
So it's work in progress, right? The day there is no refuse on the street again, then we don't have a need for law. So we'll continue to, because you see, there's a lot of advocacy that needs to go in. There's a lot of education, you know, culture, you know, attitude, and all of that needs to change over that period, right? So we'll continue to sensitize people. We'll continue to let people understand and appreciate the consequences of not disposing of your waste regularly. And the other challenge is people will come from one neighborhood and come and dump refuse in another neighborhood for whatever reason. That's why we appeal and say to people that, right, if you are in tenements, PSP operators are there, you should patronize your PSP operators and pay them not a lot of money. 5,000, 2,000 is really what they're asking people to pay. And for you to be able to have a clean environment, that's the least you can do. So you have a responsibility to help us pass on those advocacy and let people just understand that as it's done, you want to live in a big city like this. That's how it's done everywhere, right? But the ones that are public, that cannot be achievable to anyone, in schools, in hospitals, on the highway, and all of it, state has a responsibility to do that. And that's what we'll continue to do, so that we can have a clean and a free environment. And finally, to Madam's question, yes, indeed, it's me you saw in the picture. And a leader that I went to see, it's really just around all of the rumors that was flying around. And you saw the man. He's well, he's healthy. And we conversed, we talked about what is happening in our party, what is happening in the nation, you know, and to just say to him that, I mean, all is well. And I went to see things for myself. So just to ensure that, you know, you are all very nice gentlemen of the press. You will not report fake news. So it's really just to put your mind and put your, you know, heart at rest. And there's nothing for us to worry about.
When are you likely to return, sir?
That's a personal thing. That's a personal thing. I mean, you know, so, I mean, a man has a discretion as to what he's feeling. Don't fall for that. Right. So is it coming here to
no, just assure Lagosians that it's safe and sound.
Can you see? Which or no, they lie.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Yes.
I don't you like that life.
That's it. Yeah.
No, it's live.
Go on there online.
Wait, come on, neighbor.
Yes.